Well, I would start by saying that the United States banking sector tends to be among the more healthy ones in the world. And if half of our banks really are insolvent, we're all screwed and it doesn't matter what you do. I happen to not believe that report at all. The idea that there's a lot of stress in the banking sector, that's obviously true. But let me dial this back a little bit and put a couple of things into context. Think about what tech is. Think about what Silicon Valley is. The whole idea is you put a bunch of 20 and 30 somethings into a network if they're not physically in contact with one another, and you pay them to think up things that don't exist. And then you pay them more to figure out how to make those things exist. And then you pay them more to prototype those technologies and even more to operationalize them. And only then do you start building them out throughout society. You don't get money back from any of that. That is all done on credit. And so you have to have a financial system that is deep, that is liquid, and finance has to be easy to come by and above all cheap. And that is exactly the environment we have been in the United States since roughly 1995, largely because the baby boomers have been nearing retirement but haven't reached retirement yet. What changed last year is we hit majority retirement for the baby boomers. And we've always known that this was coming. We've always known that that money was going away, and now most of it has. And so as a result, we've seen the steepest increase in capital costs in the history of my country. And lo and behold, Silicon Valley got hammered. We won't see the same pace of technological advancement again until such time as we have cheap capital again. That will not happen until we have a new mature worker generation that has not yet retired. That will be the millennials in the 2030s and 40s. We have had 4 banks in the United States go bust. Every single one of them was affiliated with the tech sector. That's to be expected. The fact that only 4 went bust is actually kind of a surprise to me. And if you look at the wider economy, the sharpest increase in capital costs we've ever had, not one went bust. Is everyone under stress? Sure, you can't change capital costs that suddenly without stress. But as Donald Rumsfeld used to say, that's a known known. This is what the Federal Reserve was built to deal with, and it has tools for this. Does that mean other banks aren't going to go? Not what I'm saying. I'm saying at this point in the cycle, or super cycle, which is probably a more appropriate term here, the damage really is held to just a couple of sectors, with tech at the top of the list, real estate's probably second. So far, purchasing power is holding up, consumer activity is holding up, property prices are mostly holding up. I don't want to say a recession is impossible in my country, but so far, things look okay.